Hi guys, so in this video I'll be showing us how to cut the skirt in the picture above. Now the first thing you need to know how to do is how to cut a pencil skirt. So you can use any length of your choice. Then secondly, do not add side seam allowance to the skirt pattern. Then thirdly, on your waistline you're putting cut off your waist plus 1 inch for that. Then cut off your hip on the hip line, cut off your hip minus 1 inch on the knee line, and same thing for the back pattern. Okay, now like I said, don't add seam allowance to the side seam. Okay, so now we're going to measure the bust span, which is the distance from the center front to where the dart begins. So on this mini pattern I have 2.5, so I'm measuring the same thing on the hem of the skirt. Okay, then I want to draw like a straight line. Okay, so it's more like the same length, but I won't let the straight line get to the dart. Okay, so I'll just draw my line all the way up that way. Then on the waistline I'll come down by, let's say, 2 inches. Now I'm doing 2 inches because this is a mini version. Okay, on your real measurement you can do 3 or 4 inches. Yeah, so I'm coming down by 2 inches on the waistline. I'll mark my 2 inches. Then I will now use the curve of my ruler to create the style line of the skirt. So if you look at the picture very well, okay, you will see the style line, okay, like that, right? So that's for the front. I'll repeat the same thing for the back pattern. Okay, so since I came down by 2 inches for the front on the waistline, I'll do the same thing for the back. Okay, so I'm just measuring to confirm that I used 2. So same thing, I'll measure the bust span measurements, or the distance from the center back to where the dart starts. Okay, then I also have a straight line, same thing I did to the front basically. So the difference between the back and the front now is the zipper allowance. Of course there's going to be a zipper at the back. And what else difference? Another difference is that the center back you're cutting to, but the center front will be on fold like your normal skirt. Okay, so I'll just use my ruler to draw the curve of the style line like this. Okay, so once I do this I'll just quickly label. So this is my center front, this is my center back, then I have side back and side front. You have to label them. Okay, so yeah, so once you do this I'll just go ahead and separate the pattern pieces. Okay, so I'll just cut them out. Okay, so once I cut out, next thing we're going to adjust the waistline of the front, because the waistline of the front is like a sweetheart style line. Okay, so I'm just cutting out the back pieces. Okay, yeah, so now for the style line I'll just come down by 3 inches because this is a mini version. In the real sense you can do as much as 4 or 5 inches depending on what you want. Okay, so I'll just come down by 2 or 3 inches from the waistline. Okay, then I'll use the curve of my ruler to connect it back to the original waistline. Now some of you might want to ask that why didn't you raise the back waistline? Obviously this is a high waist skirt, so it's really not necessary. Okay, so I'll just link it to the waistline, the side, like so. Okay, then when I do this, before I cut out, I'm going to close my dart, because you can see on the skirt that the dart is closed or is invincible. So you can close your dart like that and then you cut it directly on your fabric. So once you do this, your skirt has a dart but it's not visible. Okay, so you just throw it and then you cut out. So this is going to be my waistline like this. So you can see the dart is still there but it's closed. Now I'll just open up. So this is my front piece and the side front. Yeah, so now I'm just labeling my patterns. So you're cutting 2 of the side back, like I said, and the center front is going to be on fold. So now what we want is the side front and the side back. Okay, so let me just quickly show the patterns again. So this is how the pencil skirt looks like initially. Okay, so here you can see the pattern here. So what we need is the side front and the side back. Okay, so you're going to close it together like this. Okay, we're going to close it with sellotape. Okay, because we don't want any seam on the side. Okay, so we're still going to open it later anyway. Now we're going to introduce our slash lines on the skirt. Okay, and we are slashing through because we want to add fullness to this pattern. So I'm drawing 2 slash lines. Now you can just make sure the lines are distant from each other, like they are the distance from each of the lines are equal basically. Okay, so I'm also drawing my slash lines on the back pattern. Okay, so like I said, just make sure they're distant, as in they're the same distance from each other. Now next thing, I'm going to slash through. Okay, like I'm going to open up the pattern. Now before you do this, you want to place your pattern on another pattern paper, or you can use your fabric directly. So I'm using my fabric directly because I don't have white pattern paper at the moment. So if I do this on brown paper, we might not see what I'm doing. Okay, so now you want to fold the fabric into 2. Okay, 1 on each side of the skirt. So we're going to be spreading this on the fabric or on another pattern paper. Okay, so now I'm going to slash through, like I said, with my scissors. Okay, so but it's best you slash and then spread it on another paper in case you want to use it for future purpose. Okay, or in case of any mistake. So here I've already opened everything. Now you're going to spread it. Now the more you spread, the more you have fullness. So but you can do like 3 inches apart. Okay, so you spread it and add your seam allowance round. So 1/2 inch is fine. Okay, for the hemline you can do probably 1 inch because of folding the hem and all of that. So you want to notch the points where the pleat is going to start. So this is what it looks like here. So I have 2. Then of course the center back, sorry, the side, yeah, center back here is 2. Center front is on fold, don't forget. So the sewing is the easiest part. So what I did was to cut a facing to turn the waistline. So your facing is just a shorter version of the lining. So you turn the waistline for the front and back. Okay, so now I'll be joining the front and back pieces of the skirt on the side. Okay, so this is the front. I'll join, on the side with 1/2 inch seam allowance, same thing on this other side. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and use my sewing machine to do that. So this is what it looks like. Now the gathered part now is the other part where I use the white fabric. So here, this is the fabric here. So the first thing I'll do is to notch where my pleat will start from. Okay, and then also demarcate front from back. Okay, so what I did was just notch the part where is the front. So now you fold one of the fabric, the 2, and then you notch the center. It's very important so that you don't spread. You don't pleat to just one side. It has to be evenly spread. Okay, and I already notched the front. So now this is the center of my skirts between the front and back, the side seam of the front and back, on the upper parts. I don't know if that makes sense. So I will place it together and pin it. Okay, then I will pick the lower part of my skirts, the hemline of my skirts, with the hemline of the part that has the fullness, and then I'll just pin it all the way to the top. Okay, so I'll just keep pinning. Now one thing you should also notice to know where your pleating or gather will start from. Okay, and your pattern should tell you that. So I'll just quickly show us. I'll pick number 1 of the pattern. So this is my number 1 here. Okay, so this is it here. So you place it on the fabric. You should have done this anyway before you start joining with pins. So this is where my pleat will start. I'll just give it a notch over there. Yeah, so I will pin the 2 fabric pieces up till that point. Okay, I'll pin it up to this point. So when I get here, I know that my pleats or gathers will start from that point there. And if you did everything correctly, the white fabric should be more than the Ankara parts. So the excess on the white fabric is going to be pleated or gathered. Same process on the other side. I'll start pinning from the hemline up to the points, where it's going to be notched. Okay, so basically you should notch all these points before you start pinning, right? So but this is a mini version. So this is the excess. I want us to have an idea on how to make the skirt, and mind you, you need to use a fabric like crepe. Did I say crepe? A fabric like scuba for you to have the kind of effects we have on the picture. But this is the complete sewing process. So after I've joined, this is what one side looks like. Okay, so the same process for the other side. You fold the fabric into two, you notch the center, then pin into the center of this, the center between the front and back of the skirt as the side seam. You pin it, then you start pinning from the hemline up to where you want to make the pleat. It's very simple. The most important thing is to spread it very well and use the right fabric, which is scuba or any thick fabric. Okay, will give you this effect. So you just split it around. Okay, and of course you're going to have something like this. So like I said, this is Ankara, so we're not really give us the silhouette we want, but we got the important thing is to get the technique that was used. So this is it here, and the back you're gonna have like a zipper. You don't need slits for these skirts because already it has fullness. So this is it here. Okay, so like I said, use scuba or any thick fabric to give you the effect that we want to achieve. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure you share, follow, subscribe, comment, just engage on this video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Yeah, and one more thing, feel free to share your pictures, of your own outcome. Bye.